Hello, my name is Benjamin McCarley, and today I'm going to be comparing deforestation in the Japanese shogunate to present-day Japan, Brazil, and the Caribbean. So a shogunate is a system of government under a shogun, the Japanese supreme military leader during the Edo period, awarded the title by the emperor, and by tradition a descendant of the prestigious Minamoto clan, founders of the prestigious samurai tradition. The Tokugawa shogunate, or Edo period, lasted from 1603 to 1868 under 15 different shoguns, all from the same Tokugawa family. Honor was the most important life skill during this time, especially with samurai, as warriors would commit ritual suicide if ever the code was broken. It is estimated by Japanese historians that the shogunate destroyed around 30% of Japan's force at that time. Around 20% of the 300,000 Japanese Christian citizens were killed by Confucian extremists during the late shogunate, as they persecuted Christianity and preferred Confucianism over it. Because of this, 80% of the population during the early Edo period were peasants, and that number decreased to roughly 20% after the American Civil War during the end of the Edo period. During the beginning age of the shogunate, the military Japan was very small, only consisting of a few hundred National Guards to protect country borders and the waters around the island. Japan wanted to catch up to the West militarily, and the easiest way to do that as an island nation was to, first off, create a navy in order to have a functioning government. They needed the navy to confiscate enemy ships, and they needed them to scout the surrounding islands and conquer them for Japan. So some of the effects of deforestation. This includes the cutting down of more than 1 million hectares of trees. This would be the present-day state of Vermont today. That's a lot of trees. Japan's economy slowly faltering pre-World War II. Because of pre-World War II, well, not because of pre-World War II, but due to cutting down trees, Japan's economy wasn't that great because, well, they got kept on hitting by natural disasters, which is caused by the cooling system lost due to cutting down trees, because trees give off a natural cooling, lowering the temperature by 5 to 6%, and that provided a natural wind barrier and gave them more vulnerability to natural disasters. So some similarities between shogunate Japan and modern Japan is that both societies focus on education before anything, even military. It was then, and it is now, that education is like almost a given for any Japanese student anywhere in Japan today. Both strive to move into the future. Shogunate Japan tried to bring around laws that were never heard of before, never seen before, so to speak. And modern-day Japan is always trying to improvise and create new laws and make new technology to move into the future. Maintaining loyalty and family honor was and is still a crucial lifestyle within Japan. It's a crucial lifestyle in Japan. This is because of the Tokugawa samurai, of maintaining that loyalty and honor towards the code, and that is still implemented in today's society even without samurai. And the food diet of rice, fruits, and vegetables, sushi as well, shogunates carries over into modern Japan, mostly because of the rich ecosystems sustaining for 250 odd years after the shogunate, and the diet has not really changed at all. So, the feudal system in the Edo period was rigid and strict. It was ruled by the emperor, whom the position was filled by bloodline. The people of Japan did not get to choose who the emperor was, because it was always the next son of the king, the empire before. The government today in Japan is more like a constitutional democracy. It's led by the prime minister, and the position is filled by an elected official. That means that the people actually get to choose who they want as their leader, and it's a lot more democratic, so to speak. Another difference is that Shogunate Japan set up deforestation laws towards the decline of the Edo period. They only started to focus on the Edo period, the deforestation during that time towards the end, 1850s, 1860s, and unlike modern Japan, which set up deforestation laws towards the beginning of their democracy, they started in the early 1870s and whatnot, and so that really helped them get an easier hold on the things to come ahead. So some basic facts about Japan, modern day Japan. So the constitutional monarchy today is headed by the emperor, who wields little political power. Akihito is the current emperor, and he serves as the symbolic and diplomatic leader of Japan. He doesn't really have that much political power. The prime minister heads the cabinet and is the political leader of Japan. The current prime minister is Yasuo Fukuda. He was elected back in 2013 and has led the country into an age of prosperity. And right now, Japan is home to 127.5 million people and has one of the highest living rates in the world today. So some exports of modern-day Japan. So fish, oysters, and lumber are three of the biggest exports from Japan to countries today such as Indonesia, the Philippines, and China. Japan still cuts down trees on a regular basis, but only where the government allows lumberjacks to cut trees and brush from the natural landscape. Because of these laws set up in the early democracy, these laws are still implemented today, protecting a lot of the forest that's there today. So, present-day Japan deforests the land in order to advance into the future and bring around changes that would benefit their own country. They still export a large amount of lumber to neighboring countries such as China, Russia, and Indonesia in order to become one of the leader exports within the world today. Japan still cuts down trees on a regular basis due to lumber being one of the three main exports of Japan today. So Japan has taken strides to protect their forest. Sources today suggest that as much as 23% of Japan's natural forest has been saved post-Shogunate Japan. This is mainly because of the preserves set up in the forest that are over 150 years old, dating back from the Edo period. JATAN, or the Japan Tropical Action Network, JATAN, was founded in 1987. One of their main goals is to educate Japan and trading partners of Japan, such as Malaysia and Indonesia, about the hazards of deforestation and what it does to the environment and future economy. So, the Caribbean country of Trinidad and Tobago. It is located near the crest of the Caribbean island nations, with a population of 1.3 million people inhabiting 2 large islands and several smaller ones. Tourism is the country's biggest revenue. To supply this growing economy, the country has extracted resources from the island's rough terrain, including iron, marble, and especially timber. So, the struggle is real in the Caribbean today. Mostly because of the mining industry there. The tourism industry requires a lot of trees and lumber from the surrounding areas, and therefore they have to extract a lot of their natural resources. So here's a map of the Caribbean islands today. So the waters have threatened a lot of the trees around. For instance, in countries like Cuba in the north, or the Dominican Republic slightly east of that, they're fairly still green because those countries haven't been touched a lot. But in countries like Trinidad and Tobago and Honduras, the islands have been touched a lot due to the deforestation rates there because of joblessness. So, some modern-day Brazil facts. So Brazil is a country of 8.5 million square kilometers, making it one of the largest countries in the world. With a population of 204 million people, that's a lot of people in just that one country. It is an export-based economy, which means they export a lot of their goods, and with an unemployment rate of 16%, a lot of people don't have work there. So some of the policies and effects of deforestation. There's been a lot of conservation efforts in the Amazon rainforest, and this is mostly centered out of Manaus, a country within the Amazon rainforest located in Brazil. The government there has worked with conservation agencies to try and solve this problem as fast as possible. One such trouble spot is in Pará State, near the start of the Amazon River. Some of the most lax laws are here due to the small population. Because it is mostly forests, there's not that many people until lumbering companies have come in and torn down a lot of trees there. So here are two maps on deforestation in the Amazon. The green zone on the map of your left is all the forest in 2010. The yellow zone just around Pará State is deforestation that is moderate. It's not that bad, but it's still good. And the red part is the deforested areas all around the world. There should not be that much red. And in this picture on the right, you can see just the effects of deforestation to a certain amount of time period. So this is a map of Pará State, Brazil, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. Its borders are outlined in purple. The capital is Belém, which is at the start of the Amazon River, and includes the city of Manaus. A lot of deforestation problems have happened here because of the dense forest and the amount of unemployment within the region. Why is it important to protect trees? One, because it creates a green future. It creates a lot of natural air in the environment and more oxygen within the environment, and it just gives us a more green life and sustainable futures. It also promotes a healthier lifestyle. Whatever we plant, whatever we grow, it dedicates us and gives us more time to pursue the things we love. And here are the sources that I used for my presentation. I really appreciate you taking the time and listening to my presentation, and have a good day.